Hey guys! Next on my beginner series is this pretty soft cream mixed with powder contour for beginners. So if you want to learn how to contour in a very easy way, keep watching. Okay, so contouring. When the contouring craze came about, I thought, oh no, because this is definitely a skillful makeup trick. I had been contouring for years and years before everybody kind of got into it because of the pageant world. So I learned from all of my drag queen friends how to contour my face, and I used to teach people those little tips and tricks because they were like, how did you just do that with that bronzer? So I used to teach people kind of like simple ways of contouring. So I think you can definitely be deceived though by all the contouring products out there. I've been through all the cream contours and all the powder contours. I prefer a powder contour. I guess I cream contour a little bit after I do my base. You saw my base for beginners video, and you see how whenever I do my concealer, I kind of start my contour with my concealer. So I guess that's a little bit similar to cream contour. If you are one to want to try cream contour, I recommend, so I tried the Anastasia Beverly Hills Cream Contour Kit, and it's okay. It for me wore a little bit greasy, and I wasn't crazy about it. I really like, for a traditional cream contour, I like this Cover FX. It's got these 4 colors, and then one of them is kind of a highlighter. If I had to recommend one, then I would recommend that. However, if you're a beginner that really wants to try cream contour and you just want to try it out, you don't want to invest in anything expensive, these LA Girl Pro Conceals are like $3, and they're so awesome. So I get a light one and a dark one, and I cream contour with these. I know, what? Crazy. So I'm going to show you a little bit of cream contour for beginners with these 2 little tools, and then I'm going to do the powder contour over top of it. So, okay, so now I'm beginning this light contour part. So you're going to squeeze this. You're going to do a triangle like this under your face, under your eyes, sorry. And depending on your face shape, your triangle can be a little bit differently. What you want to make sure is that this kind of goes from the base of your nose kind of to the tops of your cheekbones up here. So wherever that is for you, your triangle might look a little bit different than mine, but you're also wanting to highlight up here, kind of like on that forehead, down the bridge of the nose. Kind of from the corners of the mouth here. And see how rough you can be with this? I mean, this is not anything that you need to be real careful with. Okay, and then you're going to take your darker color. So this is Toast. So you're going to take Toast now. And you're going to put it in the places where the dark contour goes. This is a little bit dark because I'm super light right now, but so that I could show you guys kind of where the contour goes, I'd rather do a little bit darker. Okay, now for the fun part. You're gonna blend it in. Okay, so you can use a foundation brush here. This is actually somewhere where I would use a foundation brush. Or you can use something like this or a beauty blender. I'm just gonna use this for now. I'm gonna roughly blend these light ones first. Because once that dark kind of gets on your beauty blender, it's, you know, hard to get that light looking good. Okay, I had to wet that beauty blender because I let this get dry. Okay, so whenever you blend your dark contour, you're gonna want to blend away from that light. See how I'm doing that? You wanna keep rotating your beauty blender because you don't want it to have like a ton of product on it. See, I'm kind of rotating. Then after you've gotten it mostly blended, then you can kind of blend it down into that light. Blend it together. See? Okay, so now I'm gonna go and I'm gonna touch up those light spots. I did it a little bit right there because it came in a little bit too far. You kind of have to get an eye for that kind of thing. And I mean, you kind of get used to it as you continue to contour. You get used to where that light's supposed to be, where that dark's supposed to be. And you can just blend it with your hands too. I mean, you need to blend the first kind of go around with your beauty blender, but then the correction parts, you know, you can kind of just correct with your hand. But see, like, look how good that looks just for a little $3 product. You know, if you're just starting out, something to practice with, like, it's so good for underneath your powder contour. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in. I love, for a beginner, I love this Sigma Soft Angle Contour Brush because, let me tell you why. Because I used to just go straight in with this small brush, but this is more of a precision tool, I feel like. So for somebody that's just starting out, I think this is awesome. Also for someone just starting out, instead of getting the whole big powder contour kit like the Anastasia or the Kat Von D, which is my favorite, which I will use a little bit, these are really awesome, these MAC Mineralized Skin Finish. So this is the color Medium Golden. I'm just going in with this brush. I'm not swiping a lot of product, I'm barely pressing this. So I will flip my brush. I'll go down first, then I'll go up, then I'll go underneath my chin. Same thing on that other side. Down, doesn't really matter which one you do first. Then you'll go into your hairline, like so. Connect that hairline with that. Then you can go kind of back in and just. So now you'll go in with like a lighter color. You can also use, I love these MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in light too. But I just want to show you, just for the sake of, because I love this palette and we're talking about contouring for beginners, this Kat Von D Shade Light palette. This is something that you can go in and like really darken your contour. I usually use the Mineralized Skin Finish and then I'll use this middle shade. Very rarely are you going to need this shade, and I'm going to tell you about this first shade. This is really ashy, so if you're going to use this shade, really only use it where you really want that definition. Don't use that for like the broad contour. I'm going to go in with just this smaller, like more precision brush that I was talking about. And I'm just going to do that outer triangle, kind of where I really want it concentrated. And then down the neck. Okay, and then I take just any kind of small brush that looks like this. This is just the MAC 189 brush, I think. And then I mix these two light colors because I can vary from like a pink to a yellow shade, so I'm just gonna hit those light parts with this. You don't wanna add too much powder under the eyes because you don't want it to set in your wrinkles. Under here, do as much as you so please. Oh my gosh, radical. Okay, so now is where you would add your blush and your highlighter. And just for the sake of finishing this face look a little bit, I'm gonna go in with just this big fluffy brush, and because a blush really ties in your contouring look. A lot of girls, especially young girls, are kind of afraid of blush, but you really need, and I'm barely brushing this on. It looks like I'm brushing a lot, but I'm not. So see how that blush just kind of married to that contour? And it just kind of blends them all together. So that is a good contour look, when it looks soft, but you can still really see the contour. And that's a pretty easy look to achieve for beginners. I think doing a full face of cream contour is unnecessary. I think, I just showed you guys, I mean, with these two colors that didn't even perfectly match my face, like look how easy it can be. So, also if you want to add a highlighter on top of this, highlighting can also really help with the contour. So I'm going to show you, this is just my Becca highlighter and just a fluffy brush. I'm going to show you what that can do also to make the light parts pop of your contour. So you're just gonna hit your, see right here, hit your cheek. This color is opal, it's just kind of an in-between shade. And then you're gonna go down your nose. Ideally you'd need like a little bit of a smaller brush, but okay, so here it is, my soft, easy contour for beginners. I'm happy that I was able to incorporate a cream contour with a powder contour, because as a beginner, you need to choose like which one you like the best. I like them both together or just the powder. Go out and get these or order it. I'll link these below because they're so inexpensive, and like look at this definition that it created. So I encourage you guys to try this. I hope you learned a lot from this video, and keep watching. Eyebrows and eyes are next on my beginner series.